walked in. But a lot of people say that, man, I'm living my life. I'm living my best life. But are you? Are you living your best life? Or are you living a life that other people want you to live? And the question I would say, just like the title say, why people so scared of doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying? Of doing things that you know that's gonna be beneficial to yourself and your family. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. When I was young, I tend to make bad decisions. I thought they was good decisions. I tend to make bad decisions, but you couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't see far in the future of what I want to do in my life. You know what I'm saying? I had an idea what I want to do, but I didn't know how to get there. I had a vision, but I didn't have a plan. You got to have a plan in this life that we live. And a lot of elders, they try to tell you that, try to tell me that, and told me, man, you better get your priorities in order. And I said, man, them old fools don't know what they talking about. And it's so crazy because now I can see YouTube. Yeah, this mark of distraction. Why worry about what goes on YouTube if you ain't getting the knowledge and understanding of a better understanding of life, right? A better understanding of life. And there's a bunch of characters out here. But one thing I found out about our community, we tend to be distracted like we 12 years old. Uh, you would expect, as I look around the YouTube world, the mega world, that a lot of people don't really have the intelligence that they say or portray that they have. They hot and cold. Yeah, I could get on my channel a little bit more, but I see the world is caught up in shenanigans, soap operas, who shot John, right? And that's crazy because if I was talking about beef on this tube, or if I was talking about devastation of our community on this tube, man, I probably have about 1,000 people in here right now trying to watch my destruction. But like I said, man, we so scared to do the right thing. And the only thing I want to say, all those women and females and young teens, because children, it's an age restriction supposedly when you're on tube. So children shouldn't be tuned in to me. The parents should be tuned in to me. Uh, it's okay. I see a lot of people changing their ways and doing what they got to do. I see myself, my channel being shadow banned and all that. Man, they don't want the message out there, man. You have you seen uh, the Prince? He said, "You messed up." I forgot the individual. He said he messed up because he was talking about black consciousness, I guess. Uh, with that, God dang it, what was his name, man? It was a guy that he had. Go check out the Prince. Uh, Prince channel, man. God dang it, boy. Say the Prince. I want to say he always said, I don't want to misrepresent what he say. So at the end of the day, he'll be on the channel. So go chime in on what he's talking about. My thing is this, y'all. We waste too much goddamn time not doing shit. Twiddling our thumbs, not making no player moves or major moves, should I say. And everything is for entertainment. But we don't have the wealth. We don't have the economics, right? So what are we doing? I asked myself that. I said, damn, boy, they just scared to grow up. They just scared to mature in the mind. Yeah, everybody got history. Everybody got a past. You know what I'm saying? But it's more to the point when you get about that age that you should know better. You should do better. You don't go back wishy-washy. You don't go back not understanding when a man say something out of his mouth. That's what he means. You can say something out of anger, you still mean that. Some people talk real good when they're intoxicated. Hear them words very carefully. All them people be saying, man, I was drunk. I didn't know what I was saying. Yeah, you knew what you were saying. Man, I'm going through things in my life. You don't understand. No, but I know your struggle is no worse than the next man's struggle or the next female struggle. But y'all tend to want to be entertained. So those who like being entertained, don't ask yourself why you in the position you in now. You got to stand on something. I sent some videos out, man, and that's how I feel uh, on Instagram. I hear some music and I'm like, man, it's talking to me. But then a lot of people don't understand what I'm talking about because, man, is that a goddamn mosquito in this sucker? Let me find out. Oh, yeah. Hold on, y'all. I got to go kill that one. All right, motherfucker, get in there. That sucker land on me. I hope it don't land too long before I feel it. Yeah, that's a dead man walking. You feel me? But I know two things for sure, man. Your life is your life. You know, some people are making a bad decision as they youth go away, right? Everybody has a time to get old. So play your part. But I just want to shoot this out there. If you can get on this tube and look at yourself in the mirror and lay on that, sleep on that, and you okay, that's your character. A lot of people say, man, I be playing a character, man. You know, I be playing a character. I don't mean none of that. But what do the world see? The world see a picture. You know, nobody really know your personality until you show your personality. And it can't be a race. It can't be a race out of a person's mind because that's how we move on when we living through this trials and tribulations. We have so much going on in this world, and it seems like it's okay to be distracted, right? It's not okay. You got to stay focused. You got to pay attention to your surroundings. Not no cat on this internet, right? If he ain't talking, I feel like I'm talking about something. Not talking about people, but the situations people put themselves in and be like, oh man, why did it happen to me? I remember them days. And I had to do some time for them days. I was on vacation for them days. I had no understanding. And people can always reflect back, what were you doing before, like the dreams and your thoughts and stuff like that, before you took your fall, before bad luck, like y'all call it, karma, come knocking at your door. What were you doing that day? Now, if you can recall that day, then you're on to something. So if you going back to doing what you was doing that day, losing your composure, being all out of character, it's on you because that scene already happened. So why relive it? You see what I'm saying? Why relive it? I don't know, man. They say you can learn a lot from a dummy. And I don't understand dummies at a certain age, man. Like, I don't understand the illusion. People act like they on point, but when they off point. I don't understand how you can sit out there and have all that opportunity to stay on this tubing all goddamn day without going to get your paper. Okay, some people make money off YouTube, but that's your goal? What if they take this YouTube away? You still got any traits and skills? Because your family, as a man, I'm going to tell you this, as a man, your family is dependent on y'all. Your family is dependent on you. Your family is dependent on somebody to break the curse. But it seemed like they came up with this YouTube and everybody somewhat is up under the curse. So I want to ask y'all something too. Can y'all go a whole week without getting on the phone, finding out what's going on around the world? That's almost impossible because we're trying to find out what's happening in this world. It's a lot of stuff happening, and I'm doing my best not to cuss, right? It's a lot of stuff happening, and the only thing we can do is watch it happen. We can't we in the sky when they dropping them that chemicals on us. We can't do nothing about it. Manufacturing this goddamn food, producing this food, we can't do nothing about it. But grow your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? It takes a little bit effort to keep your family safe. But a lot of people have tapped out. A lot of people just don't want to do better. I see that. I've been on vacation, man, for 22 years. Yeah, about 22 years. Since the beginning of 2000. I've learned, I lost, I was up, I was down. So another thing I want to say, you don't get to success, but without a try. If you're not trying to do better, say, man, everything else is temporary. Everything else is temporary. Man, I don't know. Off subject a little bit, but you know how you see a mosquito and you like, God damn, I need to kill that sucker. It ain't that the mosquito will kill you at that moment, but it's what it carries. And when I see on YouTube, it ain't like what people conversate about will kill you right away, but it distracts you from your goals. You always want to be in the know. You always try to be uh in the mix. As you get older, you learn how to stay out the mix. And everybody else you don't even care about because you see how they move it. See, it's over 1 billion some people in this world. Everybody move different. But then you can see when clowns are moving the way they moving, and you already seen that story, that movie, and you already know it's a short. It's supposed to be a mini series, but it wound up just being one episode. Like I was saying, if you can look yourself in the mirror and say, "I'm doing everything I'm gonna say it like this, man, a brother, to make my community better," and then everybody say, "Man, my community already toe up." Well, I think our community spends more time on this tubing than actually putting in the work. I think we have. I don't even know how to talk without just talking my talk. You know what I'm saying? But I think we put half effort into what we know we need to do. That's all I got to say about that. Half effort in what we need to do. Say, man, how long you think it is before you can retire and get that bag for real, where you don't have to work? It takes over 20 years to retire. If you ain't got no disability, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got a family member that was in the military, and you can use some of them benefits, but you still got to work for yourself, man. I think our culture, and I'm saying this because we all on the screen, we all on the Sambo type conversation, man. We all on not all. I'm sorry about those who head is on strong, but most of us is in the bull, right? Most of us is part of the shenanigan. You don't see nobody else on this tube but us acting like a fool. Ain't nobody calling it out. This dude don't, this man, let me say it like this man don't like this man for what he said. But you ain't worried about what those other people have done to you to put you in a position to talk about your own people, to critique your own people, but you don't critique nobody else in this world. Nobody else but a person that look like you. You don't compete against nobody else in this world but a person that look like you. Everybody else, guess what? You talk nice. Yes, sir. No, sir. Matter of fact, when you know who the enemy is, you are respectful. And then we always say, when I was growing up, man, I remember, because I was one of the ones that said it. Man, slavery, right? Slavery. I'm talking about slavery, y'all. Man, they couldn't do me like that. Boy, say, I'm going to raise hell. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to raise hell. Boy, say, man, them blacks was kind of weak back in the day. What you think the generations, 20 to 30 years, or even now, is saying about the older guys who they see on tube act a certain way? Are they just playing? Why are you playing as a grown-up? You think life's still a game? You ain't learned nothing? Okay. So you ain't got no retirement, you ain't got no pension plan, you ain't got no medical benefits, you ain't got nothing. But this make-believe world, everybody tough on this YouTube. Everybody. I call YouTube PC, protective custody, right? But then some people will get out of protective custody, come to the block. Now, hold on. I'm finna go deep with this one. Get out of PC on another unit, come to a unit, and then say he rah, rah, rah. All that rah, rah, rah. Man, I was on SEG and blase, blase. But we don't know your background. We don't know really, you really don't know nothing about nobody on this YouTube but what they say, right? Who shot John, right? Big soap opera. So I'm going to ask my community, how the hell we so invested in this soap opera lifestyle? Y'all used to watch Young and the Restless. Oh, man. That's one thing I didn't do. I didn't like soap operas. You know why I didn't like soap operas? Because my mama used to make me, have me record it, you know, the VCR. Y'all old school people know about that VCR, right? Pre-record, right? But we still recording stuff on this tube and try to dismantle somebody's quote unquote hope. Somebody one shot at glory, 15 minutes of fame. And then we'll come back and say, we cool. No, brother, the whole world just seen that. The whole world just seen how you was acting last week. The whole world see that you don't stand on nothing. And how I said, I'm talking to the world. Back in the day when we was younger, I said, man, I'm talking to Texas, man. But it's bigger than Texas, y'all. Yeah, Texas is a big ass state. Excuse my language. But we got a disease. And that disease is called attention. Like a little kid. Everybody want attention, but don't be talking about nothing. Like the motivation on, hey man, youngsters, old fools. Now, I'm almost 50 years old, so I call everybody up under me a youngster, right? This ain't just for the teenagers. This is for the people, quote unquote, that's making the world go around. Generation X. This is what I'm talking about. And then beyond. I ain't talking about them old school civil rights guys. Now they fight is over with. They supposed to be relaxing right now. And what they did is what they did. Now it's on us. As we get older, you find out a lot of things is on you to make a change. You can't blame the last generation for your actions today. How you look. And then when I'm talking about that slavery, everybody used to say, man, them guys must be weak. And then we found out the terms of Uncle Tom, Sambos. I didn't find out about a Sambo until I was in my 30s. That's crazy. And Sambo was the guy that told on the revolts. Uncle Tom was on our side. But how they twist up information for the lack of digging deep for that knowledge. I can look at y'all in y'all eyes and say this. They did a hellified job on us. Because everybody trying to be seen, but ain't showing nothing but material things. I know they say, man, boy, say, man, you be talking like a preacher, but you see, brothers don't really go to church no more. So let me have service on you right here, right now, since this is the distraction point of what you pay attention to, this tubing. I'm going to tell y'all one thing, and this should help y'all out. YouTube is the main part of a distraction. YouTube. Because anybody can get in your chat and troll you. So you think your race is the only one trolling? You think your race is the only one that's talking that bull crap, knocking you off your distraction point, or what you trying to wake up and tell people, man, say, if you say this, make sure you can look in the mirror tomorrow and stand on that. Make sure you can look in the mirror tomorrow and stand on that, man. A lot of y'all don't even look in the mirror no more. Because who have you become? Are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable talking all this bull crap on YouTube and then looking at your kids and be like, follow my lead? Do as I say, not as I do. You remember that concept back in the day? Do as I say and not as I do. And then we used to say, Mom, Dad, that don't even make no sense. But today's time, we want that to make all the sense. Because some people can't be corrected. And then, like I said, I just seen a lot of people change their ways, right? For the better. An illusion. It looks like you trying to turn another leaf. Stay consistent, though. I ain't talking about consistent just every day on this goddamn tube. In your life, make the moves that you know you're supposed to make and stop wasting all your time on here being goofy. Wasting all your time on tubing being goofy. That's what I say. That's just my opinion. And some people might catch in feelings, man. But I ain't never been part of the comedy show. My life is real, authentic. And when people say certain words, you look at that person that's saying it, and then you go back and see his actions, how he's living it. He just might be talking. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people just do a lot of talking on here. We don't have time to talk about each other because we already in last place. Why do you think they opened up the border, man? Huh? Y'all know what's going down on May 11th? What been stopping a lot of people from coming over, they say. Do y'all know? Do y'all know the food shortage is real? Do y'all know? Or y'all just paying attention as long as the cable's on? Y'all all into that, right? Y'all really want to just be part of social media like that? This social media destroyed our community, man. For those that don't know how to use it right. Because there's always drama on here. Always. I'm trying to find a channel where I can find a group where I can find conscious black folks. That's just keeping it real. And you know, I don't like saying the word black, but conscious people like me, like-minded people, like me. That's through playing them silly games, man, and wasting time and ain't using their brain for nothing but a hat rack. You know what I'm saying? Ain't using their head for nothing but a hat rack. So emotional. How do we get so emotional, man? As brothers. So then we tell ourselves, man, we want a woman to follow us. Slash pimping, right? We slash pimping, but we don't even have a cane. Slash pimping, but we don't even have a organization that we actually moving people. Or when I say people, the minds, right? Everybody want to be a pimp. Everybody want to be a gangster. Everybody want to be the tough guy. Everyone want to talk fly, but I don't know. I can't call it, man. For real though, I can't call it. Everybody can talk the talk, but you can't walk the walk, man. Is that hard? Say, man, every day when I wake up and I had a conversation with my kids, right? My children. I said, y'all my motivation. When they was younger, they used to greet me when I came in from work. That I want to leave them in certain times where I had to go put my work in, whatever I was doing or whatever the fact. No, but it was all for them. And we always hear that story where a brother will go all out for his family, and you supposed to. Your kids didn't ask to be here, but now that they here, you got to take care of them. You got to teach them. What I hate to say, if your parents didn't teach you, you got to teach them better, man. You can't say nothing like something that you know is negative. We've been doing that forever. Conversation. Your kids want to say why. See, this is generation. Our generation was. I know I used to say why to a lot of crap growing up. So this generation here, they're watching you on this tube, and guess what they see? Buffoonery. A bunch of Richard Pryor, right? But he made money from that. You know, if you're a comic, quote unquote, like Bernie Mac, you wouldn't be on tube. They would have been knocked you off. Hint, hint. So it's a lot of things you learn as you grow older. Is it worth it? And I tell people all the time, you sell your soul for the opposition and don't even get paid for it. You get a couple of likes and the views. What is that? How can you expect your wife or your kids to look at you? I'm talking to the men's, and then I really don't be on the females channel because the female channels I see, the ones I do pay attention to, they talk positive about the brothers. But then when I go to the YouTube world, I see these brothers say, "God damn, man, do y'all know people are uplifting y'all? It ain't over with. You ain't got to act like you at the you gave up of trying to be a strong brother." Oh, y'all done fell into the road. Everybody want to be Hollywood, but then it's people that looks at y'all for real though. You got clowns in every man say. You got clowns in every city, and clowns being in every city, man, it's a pity because it's 2023, and I don't know if 5 years from now this archive of me saying this is gonna be words like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. I don't know if the understanding of timing is gonna hit right when you need to see this, or right when you need to, hear a positive message. I'm not putting down my people. I'm trying to uplift my people without all them big words, right? Cause we all, quote unquote, what I'm saying on Tuba, we all somewhat street. You came from the streets. You came from the streets. Don't forget where you come from. Because if you think you're above your brother or your sister, you're in a delusion. Now, I can see if you above your brothers and sisters because you see they ain't got nothing going on and they don't want nothing going on. Check out my IG, man. I got some songs, man, and it just hit me hard like that, man. I want the world to hear that and see that, man. Like, wake up. My IG is the same as my channel. Hold on, let me go make sure my wife getting in. Stand by. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, I had to, make sure baby got in his house safe because it's a wicked world out there, right? Um, but back to what I was saying. I don't understand where our people actually are going. Um, but like the old folks used to say, like you used to tell me, all right, youngster, you better get yourself together. You're gonna go to hell with a handbasket. In the figure of speech, I understand what they was talking about. If you don't get your life together, man, and stand on something and understand when you get a certain age, you gotta act like a man. I know it's pretty hard for a lot of y'all to be acting like a man, but a lot of people in this world are paying attention how we act. And the only thing I see on this tubing is a bunch of shenanigans. People can't even have the proper posture when they talking to the masses. So this tubing is not so much about what you got going on in your life, it's how you deliver your message. And sometimes, since you like I said before, since we a lot of people don't be visiting that church house like when you was raised, you know what I'm saying? We gotta have church on here. We gotta have church on here. So a lot. This is going out to the world. Do you allow a person to change your whole character to fit in? That's peer pressure, right? I smashed peer pressure growing up. I'd be goddamn if I fall up under the peer pressure that I'm almost 50. And I know a lot of y'all youngsters, man. A lot of people live their life and have to do what they did, right, to get where they are right now. Facts. Facts. But then if they put it on the tube on how they act behind the scenes, the shadiness that they do, you wouldn't even mess with them. So when you get on here, it ain't no temporary zone. Like I'm in a zone, I could be a fool, or I could just misguide all this youth to crash the heck out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be on this tube trying to talk about your elder. You know, elder comes with responsibility. Sometimes people don't want to take up that responsibility. They don't. They don't want to take up that responsibility because it's a little maturity that comes with that, right? It's a little maturity that comes with that. You got to watch what you say and how you say it and who you talking to. So if a grown man or a female get on here and have all that hoorah, rah, 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 right? Then they're going to have to stand on that. Because I come from a culture and a background of, man, ain't nobody playing with you, man. This is not a game. If you think getting your likes up and that's like selling your soul takes you out of character, you already fell victim. The world is round, y'all. A lot of people say it's flat, but if it's even flat, people can get to you if they think that you're that important, right? A lot. That's why I say this is PC because a lot of people hear that rah 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 and don't even think about twice about the repercussions because they didn't mature. But then I heard this old school cat tell me, man, and you know I agree. Sometimes we got to get active, bring back the code, right? People say ain't no more code, ain't no more for you. Where your life is going, ain't no code for you. I still live on the code of realness. How can you be fake and then talk about you real? What is real, slugger? Knowing what to say, when to say it, knowing every battle ain't worth fighting. You got to think about the war. It's a lot of concepts and understanding, but I hate to give it to a bunch of wanksters that just come through and show that they slide through and take them. Yeah, 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 yeah. Y'all already know the rest. Like they on that level of thinking, faking the masses, man, faking the masses. You know, sometimes I think about this: if the civil rights had YouTube back in the day, how would the world be? That's a question I want to ask y'all. If the '60s had YouTube back then, how would the world be? Because at the end of the day, when did Star Trek come out? So all this technology stuff been out. They just waiting on the right generation to put it out on if these guys just really living for the fame, right? They living for the fame. So this is the generation to put it out, right? They didn't put this out back in the day. They gave us some beepers, you know what I'm saying? Motorola's, But they didn't want the world to see exactly how real dudes act, how they dress. So that's part of the culture that they missed out on. So what we got now? Skinny jeans, wannabes, and guys that wasn't nothing back in the day. Now they somebody off this tube. You still ain't nobody in them streets though. Slugger, you talking about you should go get a job and stand on something. Yeah, but you still have your past. And a lot of these youngsters acting like they got a past, but they didn't even know their future, right? I didn't know my future, but I stood on something. That's the difference. A lot of y'all wanksters that's really talking all that wah wah wah, right? Was against the wall back in the day. But you can't tell these youngsters nothing like that. And I said this before. I got out in 2000. Half of these cats that be surfing on the internet is when I got out, guess how old they was? If they 30 right now, guess how old they are? They are right now. They in their 30s. So then I did the calculation and understand Wanksters had enough time, because I got out, I was 27. Wanksters had enough time to program these youngsters to make them think they God when they wasn't nothing. So we getting out fighting a whole different battle. See, I'm gonna tell you something. I just look like this, right? I just look like this. But if you think about it, these Wanksters had over 20 something years plus to persuade these youngsters. Think about it. 20 something years. So what? A youngster's about 20, 21. When I got out, there was a baby. Now they're about 20, 21, teenagers in their early 30s. When everything was afloat, half of these guys in their 30s wasn't out in the field. I'm just saying, they wasn't out in the field when it was raw. I wasn't out in the field when Prohibition was. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna act like I was there. You know what I'm saying? It's the lingo, it's the conversation, it's the attitude. So if it's hard for y'all to figure what this YouTube perpetrates, right, is Wanksters times 10. I feel like I'm authentic, man. My resume is impeccable, right? Have I messed up in my life? Yeah, I messed up. Am I perfect? Hell no, I ain't perfect. But I almost, shit, my birthday in May. I'm a Taurus. But I almost there. Guess what? I've been working on a goal. I've been working on a goal, y'all. Y'all should be doing that too. Stop wasting your time trying to pretend. Actually go get a damn job. Or if you're a bad YouTuber, guess what? If you really see it, the craziest thing is when you're talking about YouTube, it's those that can show out the most, right? It's those that can show out the most. Uh, be with the drama all the time, right? I'm trying to go a whole different way. So my channel gonna be slowly growing, but I hear people are paying attention to me, man. I could be at work and I don't even know how these guys got my information, right? Because I don't do that. They'll say a statement that I said on one of my on my podcast on my broadcast or on my Instagram, and they'll repeat it back, so I know the word is getting out there. But I hope the world is understanding. Man, I'm coming from a good heart, man. I used to have a black heart. And sometimes I can fall victim when I see too much bull crap. But I'm gonna tell you something. Stay ready, stop from getting ready though. You can still get on here and show your character as a strong what? Who am I? Native to this land, right? Let's just call it that. You can really get on here and show your worth and get people to start listening to you. Everybody like a clown. Everybody's, man, there's clowns everywhere. And then you know how people change? People change. Shit. Excuse me. I'm trying not to cuss. But people change for the worse. People change for the worse, and you'll think it's the best for you. Hey, baby, sliding in. She busy. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you sliding in. People change for the worse and think it's the best. But who told you it was the best if it's causing a lot of mess? Yeah, I got them skills. I got them skills in many areas. I got technical skills. I got, God dang it, wisdom, knowledge. I've been through life, man. Hey, babe, I see you. I see you. I've been through life. I got a couple of scars too. You know what I'm saying? Some of them lessons was hard learned. But one thing I found out when I was on vacation, do you know they'll leave you in there? And it's obstacles in there that will cause you to get more time. So I salute everybody who made it about the jungle. And a lot of y'all ain't never been incarcerated. I'm gonna tell you this. That's my young life. Uh, it turns you into a whole different person. We didn't have to go to the military to get PTSD. We didn't have to go. We had it on the streets, and we just seemed not to cut the faucet off of damaging goods of the youth that shouldn't have to go through that. Man, we went through that. So I would like all the parents to actually stand up, man, and try to make a change, y'all. Now we see a lot of rappers, right? We see a lot of rappers that, um, talk that slang and talk about Percocets, but then they say you can't make an album if you ain't talking about destruction. So why would we support that, y'all? It's a lot of talented rappers out there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of talented rappers, but like I said, nobody's perfect. But the flaws that we see is what the media want us to see about people they feel like got too much pull and power. Got too much pull and power. Entertainment, entertainers. You already know we was on the deep end when you can get some Hollywood celebrities start talking about politics at the right time. See how powerful that is? We make these people think they more than we are. Like they voice is more than we are. But they got an agenda. Tell me what a positive rappers are. Counting on what they ain't on airwave, right? You really got to go search these cats. Everybody else talking about Percocets, uh, uh, weed and you know, gunplay, drill, music, all that, man. They talking about all that, nothing but devastation. So right now is a troublesome time for the parents to raise their kids. You know what I'm saying? Because rap back in the day, it wasn't just as big as it is now. A lot of people don't want to change. They feel like that's not the cool thing to do. But how you gonna be a man of your family and you ain't made a change, a transition for the best? Once you brought your kids in, guess what? You can't live through your kids. You gotta live for your kids. You can't still be doing the things you need to do or you wanted to do in high school while you got kids you gotta raise and find out what's up with their mentality, the personalities. You know what I'm saying? If you pay attention to so much stuff on this soap opera on here, or at your job, or in your family, you missing the biggest picture. Taking time with your children. Matter of fact, the biggest picture is taking time with yourself. Make sure your mind is right. Because it's trials and tribulations. And I tell people all the time, there ain't no comparison, but a brother go through a lot of things we don't even talk about. Do you know when we go out the house, we mark? We mark for that? Like for real though? Do y'all know that? But I can still get on here with a clear head and be like, man, I want to see the best for my people. I can't say community because we everywhere, right? But the community can be on the channel. You can form your own community. You can. We pushing. I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off in about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna come with some real conversation, man. Like the topic said, why are we so scared? Why is people so scared to do the right thing? Why do they still think uh they got time? to correct their flaws. I don't know who gonna wait on them. I ain't. I can't wait on dead weight though. That's how I'm looking at life. You shouldn't either. Because there's some negative people that will try to hold you back from your potential. Just don't fall victim to that. Now, you're making some human errors. You catch feelings. You know what I'm saying? You'll think people got your best interests in mind, but that's our problem in our culture. We just looking at the book. We ain't open it up and start paying attention how they chapters go. Oh man, y'all better contemplate on that one. Every day is a struggle to do the right thing because it's so easy to go backwards. It's so easy to go backwards, y'all. There's no effort in going backwards. Acting a fool, there ain't no man. That's the easiest thing to do. But after you do the right thing for so long, it becomes a habit, and you continue doing it. It might seem like a bore, but it's keeping you afloat. Then you look around, like I look at my garage and I say, "Damn, it's a lot of things I gotta move around." Not that a lot of things I don't have. A lot of things I got to get rid of. So my life is good, man. And who helped me? It took some people to have trust in me, man. I do the right thing when I got out. And then I didn't want to let them down. So basically, I didn't want to let myself down. And definitely, I didn't want to go back. And there's a lot of factors in that. You know what I'm saying? But people, God put people in your life for a reason. If it's for a season or a reason, you got to take everything as a lesson. So as I looked at YouTube, as the YouTube turns, that's like society. It's a bunch of mess out there. And you got to avoid the mess. Because if you all in the mess, you ain't going to see the message. You understand what I'm saying? You might think that's the right thing to do right now, but you got to make sure that boomerang, it don't come back and hit you because you thought that was the right thing. Just know what you're doing. Don't be scared. Like if you're going to open up a business, do your research before you say, hey, man, I want to do this club. I want to do this hair salon. I want to do this barbershop. Have a plan. And then understand when you get that plan, a lot of people ain't going to be with you until they see that building start to build. And understand who's fake and who ain't. Who's authentic, man. That's the biggest. If you don't get nothing out of my conversation tonight, you gotta be a person who pay attention and observe stuff that people put in front of you when you know they're not for you. The first time. You know? Yahweh made it where you can see it the first time. I don't think it's gonna be a second time. It might cost you your life. You ain't slicker than a can of hair grease. Hard work, dedication is what the circle of understanding I got around here. And everybody's pushing for a better life. And we ain't got a bad life, but we keep trying to get more and more, man. I ain't gonna fall back to my childish ways, which is so easy. Have a no, not an understanding for nothing somebody talking about. That's too easy. So I try to understand, like, what angle you coming from, what you talking about, because I've been through the storm, man. A lot of people. I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of people out here acting like they hard. They wouldn't even serve a day or a week. I'm gonna say I give them a week. Okay, county jail is pretty simple, but DV is kind of hard. It gets you ready for the TDC. This is down here in Texas. But once you hit TDC, some people call for mama straight up off the chain. So when you come back in society, knowing that you beat that beast in there, and you see people trying to disrespect you, and you never been one to play like that, it takes a lot of control. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a living witness. Because when we was young, what's the attitude? They think 60 seconds, you can steal a car and all that, man. Say, man, I'm talking about 5 seconds, man. We're gonna find out what you talking about. That's what we're gonna do. Back when I was young. But now that I got older, don't think I lost all that. Don't judge a book by its cover. I just know better. And like I tell all y'all youngsters, it seems like y'all not catching this. And I told y'all, youngsters don't mean teenagers. Youngsters mean anybody younger than me is a youngster. Because old school fool would tell me, or old school elder would tell me, I'm a youngster than him. So all the youngsters up under me, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You play silly games, you win silly rewards. What's up, Scott? What's happening, man? It's been a long day. I know you building a future for your family. I already know, man. Buy back the block, man. That's that boy Scott, man. You already know how he come through. He in and out, working, man. Working hard for his family, like you supposed to. All those who's on this tubing and thinking this is a job, it ain't no job. It should be a hobby. But I understand if it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Without making people getting their feelings. A brother in his feelings? That's the craziest part, man. That's the craziest part. A brother in his feelings. But yeah, buy back the block. That's Scott. Yeah, check him out. Connect to that, and you'll understand what he's talking about. He be selling houses and buying houses, man. So if you want to know somebody, the network is big and the network is outstanding, really, once you get of age, right? You get of age to understand what networking is and network with the right people, not the people who's actually talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Got you, which way, every way. You know what I'm saying? People got to stand on something, man. That's my biggest peeve. A lot of people can talk a big game, but they ain't got no brain. Don't know where they gonna go. Don't know what they gonna do. They still trying to figure it out. At what? I'm gonna give everybody this. I'm gonna give y'all the benefit of the doubt and say, 35, you supposed to have your ducks in a row. You supposed to already have your skill set, your trade, or your college education getting into some kind of institution that you choose fit. You know what I'm saying? That you know that's gonna make you the money that you went to school for. Now, if you still twiddling your thumbs, let me show y'all because it seems like YouTube don't show this. This is twiddling your thumbs, y'all. You know, making sure each thumb don't hit each other and stuff like that. You remember that game? And then when you play with your homeboys, you can see who can hold each other down. Game time is over with. Twiddling your thumb is over with. Especially if you got kids. If you still trying to figure it out and you thinking that you can get where I'm at, get what Scott is at, get where my wife is at, everybody that comes on this channel at, without working for it, you got another thing coming. You definitely lost in the sauce. Definitely. But I just want us to keep on understanding it's bigger situations than what goes on YouTube that's happening around you. Grocery stores closing. I said this last time. I said, man, getting that garden started, you definitely got to understand they putting stuff in the air, so you got to cover up your garden. But then you got to make sure you get the right soil. That's the craziest part. The craziest part. That GMO that it's out the door. They got some other stuff that definitely I seen Dr. Umar Johnson talking about some other stuff that Bill Gates came with to make, just I'm gonna tell you like this. If they can kill a person, they gonna kill a person. Would you not knowing exactly what's going on in society, you paying attention to this and nothing else, they can kill you through food. Because it's genes, right? It's genes, and they can make a pesticide just for you. That's what's happening out there. While everybody's sitting with these ideas thinking that their conversation is relevant about Boosie, T.I., or whatever. Whatever you might think that is irrelevant when you talk about another man. And they ain't talking about growing your family to think better. You losing. I just want to call it like that. I feel like if we don't change the concept and understand, like, we got to stop paying attention to buffoonery, like we got to stop listening to drill music. That's the only thing them people gonna put on record. Drugs, killing, huh? Uh, Opposite of what our culture understand. Like back in the day, we didn't have all them ooh-wees. You know what I'm talking about? It's crazy how the world is all twisted up right now, and everybody thinking it's cool. Everybody made their own agenda. What's right and what's wrong, right? But let me tell you what's right and what's wrong. Let me give me my opinion. If you sitting at this table and understand that you gotta shake up out the bull crap and pay attention more to your kids and where you going in life, and if you got a retirement plan and everything else, YouTubing is gonna fade away. Y'all know that, right? You remember MySpace, how it faded away? Y'all think this right here is forever, forever? No, it's gonna fade away too. And they gonna do that to you because too many people invest their time and thought pattern on YouTube. So when they see, I'm gonna say it like this, making money, and we start talking about how we talking, revamping everything that was taught to us, they gonna take this goddamn thing off. I swear to God, they gonna take it off. And the only thing I'm trying to say, what you gonna do then? What you gonna do then? You already know, man. It's your boy Slugger. Anybody got any questions? It's open. I know a lot of people work. Shoot, it's kind of late. They got work in the morning. So they ain't gonna be on here all through the goddamn day. We work for a living, right? A lot of people say, man, you go check in with the boss and all that. That's a form of slavery. But what are you doing on tubing though? Huh? You working for the man on tubing, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You working for him. You just don't have no order. It ain't guaranteed how much money you gonna make, but it's guaranteed at the minimum what I'm gonna bring in every 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? So stop calling people who goes to work what you call them. I'm talking to Texas. I'm talking United States, man. Say it seems like that's the one on the look. That's the one that got a head on their shoulders because it don't matter if you drive trucks, if you hot shot, if you work in a corporation, if you work for the goddamn government, you bringing in a goddamn check. How a broke individual gonna tell you anything on how you conduct your life? If you living it comfortable, don't start effing with clowns, man, because you'll fall off real quick. If your circle of understanding is I'm a loner, stay a loner. Because if that's what's making you grow, stay on that path, man. Stay on that path. That's all I gotta say, man. It's your boy Slugger, and I'm gonna holler at you. The way I came in is how I do it. One.
Man, I swear it's so. Man, I swear it's so. Man, I swear it's so hard. Man, I swear it's so. Man, I swear it's so. Man, I swear it's so hard. Man, I swear it's so hard. Living in the city, show no pity. I'm living in the city, show no pity. Living in the city, living in the city, show no pity. I'm living in the city, living in the city, living in the city, show no pity, show no pity.